Should we really be surprised? I mean, seriously, should we really be surprised? 1-2, backs against the wall, adversity hits, Eagles go into Green Bay, they're the underdogs, they're 4.5-point dogs. Should we really be surprised? What did we think? That the Eagles were going to just pack it in? Hell no. This is when the underdogs strive. The underdog effect was in full swing last night at Lambeau Field. Let's get into it. Week 4 of the notebook. 2 notebooks in a week. Short week this week. So let's get into it, right into it here. The first thing I wanted to show you was this. All right, so the Eagles, at one point during the game, scored 4 touchdowns on 4 straight possessions, essentially, if you didn't include the kneel down at the end of the first half. So not only did they score 4 touchdowns in 4 possessions, they were going down and scoring very easily. There wasn't much resistance from the Green Bay Packers defense. 33-3 in the scoring in those 4 drives. Dominating and scoring at will is exactly what I put. At the end of the day, the Eagles actually kind of thoroughly dominated this game, 99-70 in my play-by-play scoring system. So the reason why it was so lopsided, Aaron Rodgers was doing an unbelievable job of scrambling and keeping plays alive and moving the chains on third down because the Eagles were dominating on first down, stopping the run, and on second down whenever Green Bay chose to run. And then they just started throwing the ball all over the park 53 times for Aaron Rodgers. But, man, they tried to run it, and they couldn't run it. And that led to a lot of third and longs that Green Bay kept converting because of the magic of Aaron Rodgers. So only 1 sack recorded by the Eagles defense, but they actually pressured Rodgers. By the way, I never gave this game a rating, so I'm going to give it right now. This was an outstanding football game. 4.25 star. This might be the best game we see all year for the Eagles. I don't know. In terms of like a quality game between 2 teams, the Eagles can obviously play this good again offensively and keep it going. But man, what Aaron Rodgers was doing, keeping this game alive for the Packers and just scrambling around. I know the secondary's hurting, obviously, with the injuries. But man, what a game. And what a performance by the offensive line and by the 12 personnel packages. Dallas Goedert creating absolutely mammoth holes, not only for the running game, but setting the edges as well. Matt Collins contributing in the run blocking. Let's get into it right now. Let's get into the highlights of this one, this magical game in Lambeau Field, a Thursday night game that actually lived up to the hype. Okay, here's where we're starting. Right here, early stages of the second quarter because the Eagles didn't score in the first quarter again. 3rd time in 4 games to start the year. A donut in the opening 15 minutes. Defense gives up 10 points, and Green Bay has the early 10-0 advantage. But here's Miles Sanders. Had a big night last night. 71 yards on the ground. This right here, though, really set the tone for the Eagles. The start of their touchdown streak where they got 4 of them in 4 drives. So we're going to see Miles Sanders here take this ball right up the right sideline. He finds a crease. He darts through it. And here he goes. 67 yards later, brought down finally inside the 35 by Mason Crosby. So Eagles set up shop. Great field position, already in field goal range. And what we're going to see here is Zach Ertz just picking on Adrian Amos a little bit. And this is the matchup that the Eagles exploited last night. The tight ends going against the safeties. They didn't even target wideouts not named Alshon Jeffrey. Only 3 targets combined for Matt Collins and Nelson Aguilar. So 7 drops last week, but you can't drop the ball 7 times if you don't target them, huh? So Zach Ertz was a big part of the game plan, as was Dallas Goedert. A lot of 12 personnel. We're going to get into it. But Zach Ertz can go against the best safeties in the game, and he did it against Adrian Amos last night. Now, this I wanted to show you because of this reason. Carson and Jeffrey are still trying to figure this out. They're getting better at it. The back shoulder ball, but here's the problem. This ball needs to be in the back right corner of the end zone. It's too far in the front. It needs to be led back here. It needs to be back here. So this ball, not a good one by Carson, and Alshon unable to get to it. But it doesn't matter because Alshon gets the touchdown later on the drive. Eagles finally on the board. So 10-7. And here's another thing that happened in this game last night. I talked about it already. The 3rd and 10s, the 3rd and longs that Aaron Rodgers would have. And here we go. Here's Jim Schwartz showing some pressure. But 3rd and 10, he's going to get a free play here. And he just goes to Davante Adams, who's wide open down the right sideline. Sidney Jones at this point exited the game with a hamstring injury. So Maddox came in to fill in for him at that left cornerback spot, and he was struggling. I mean, look at the separation here. I mean, so he's in the back pedal of his zone, and he's just so late to recognize it, and then he just whiffs on the tackle completely. So it was a long night for Avonte Maddox, an unfortunate injury at the end that we'll get into. But that play, that 40-yard play to Adams, plus a face mask on top of it, put the Packers in field goal range, and they take a 13-7 lead. But the Eagles, well, they go right down the field again. And here's what we're going to see. We're going to see the offensive line start to dominate. We're going to see them start to dominate. Here's the 12 personnel. We're going to see it. This little stack on the right side of the line. This is something that the Eagles used a lot last night. Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert. There they go. Goedert setting that hole up with the seal block. And Sanders picks up 6. More decisive with his cuts last night. I mean, look at this hole. Look how big and gaping this hole. I mean, it's huge. It's huge. There's Kelce on the pull. Seumalo, and another easy 9 yards. I mean, it's like these running backs really didn't have to do much. These were great holes opened up by the offensive line. There's Zach Ertz again. Zach Ertz again on the out route. This is a speed out. And he's just wide open. Easy pitch and catch. And that's not fair because that's not even Amos. That's Redmond, I believe he's a safety on Green Bay. And that's just no match for him. So took advantage of that matchup right there. And this leads to the touchdown. There's Redmond again picking on him. And what happened on this play, I don't think it's going to show it. But the Packers were kind of reacting late. We kind of see it a little bit. The Packers were reacting late to Goedert, who was wide open here. Nobody picked him up. And as you can see here, Redmond didn't slide over until there was 3 seconds on the play clock. So Carson saw this, and this was a really, really easy touchdown here to Dallas Goedert. Easy. And he tries to go for the Lambeau leap, and he was accepted by Eagles fans. So at this point, the Eagles, they're up 14-13. But you know what sucked was, I'm thinking at this point, Green Bay, they're going to get the ball here, and, they're going to score, and then they get the ball again to start the second half. I'm like, man, hopefully the Eagles can hold them to a field goal here. Well, they held them to less than a field goal. They got a lot better than less than a field goal. You know why? Because finally, a defensive end got a sack for the first time all season. And we see there, Derek Barnett with the strip sack. And what happens here is, so you're going to see Marcedes Lewis tries to get all the way over here as you had the line slide to the right. And Marcedes Lewis, really late, can't get there in time. It's really not his fault. You really shouldn't be covering Derek Barnett with a tight end coming down the line of scrimmage. And then we see again, the holes that are opened up in the running game for the Eagles here. So what you want to see here is this double team by Seumalo and Kelce as we see the strip sack one more time. But the push that's created. Look at Seumalo. Look at this. Ooh, that's a good 4 to 5 yards. That's a big gaping hole for Howard to run through. 1st and goal inside the 5. 2nd and goal from the 1. And it's an easy walk-in touchdown for Jordan Howard. So you were just thinking to yourself, yes, the Packers, they might score 10 to 14 points if they get the touchdown before the half, and then we'll see what they do after the break. But the Eagles get the strip sack, and then they get the touchdown. So here we are, 31 seconds left, at the 50-yard line. And I'm like, all right, well, if you can just hold the Packers here, maybe to a field goal, okay, all right. But they score 2 plays later because of a big play here on 3rd and 6, moves the chains. It's a high throw from Rodgers, and he's able to step up and hit Geronimo Allison. Geronimo Allison goes up and gets it. That was actually a really good catch by him. And then a play later, here it is. It's Allison again. He's wide open. Despicable defense. Oh, this really pissed me off. I'm like, 15 seconds left in the half, and it's like, that's what it looked like in the end zone? He's wide open. Wide open. Oh. And then the Packers, of course, get the ball to start the second half. But you know what? Eagles, they get off the field. And this is the play where Matt LaFleur challenged a pass interference. You're going to see there's Avonte Maddox running down the right sideline with all right, so this is the point I wanted to get into here. So the replay, showed that Maddox may have gotten there a smidgen early, right? A smidgen, as that was Marquez Valdes-Scantling, by the way, who was targeted on the play. But this replay shit is going to ruin the game. We had so many stoppages last night because of the pass interference. And I'm glad that these weren't overturned, both of them. Because when the game's live and you're moving at the speed that they're moving at, a bang-bang play like that is like almost impossible to call pass interference. And if you want to overturn that on replay, like, you're going to be overturning a lot during the season. Because there's a lot more pass interferences, I'm sure, that are obviously actually called. Because there's just so much speed out there. And of course, sometimes you're going to get there like a half a second early. I mean, that's just the nature of the game. It's the way it's played. All right, just wanted to make that point. I hate these replays already. I hate them. All because of a blown call and a big spot in the NFC Championship game. That's why. All right, Eagles. They get the ball to start the half here. Their first possession of the third. And they go right down the field again. So we're going to see them take advantage. Ertz lining up in line this time. And he's going to come on a crossing route. And he beats Amos again. So just taking advantage, lining out wide, lining up in line. It didn't matter. Amos didn't have an answer, obviously. So here's Sanders, breaks out off a run to the right side, breaks it off for a couple. And this is the play where Alshon Jeffrey is wide open for 16 yards. Eagles get inside the 30. So here we are. We got 2 stacks tight to the formation. And this is the throwback screen here. It was so slowly developing. If this was Miles Sanders, this would have been a touchdown because he would have darted through and gotten to the boundary, but couldn't get there. He couldn't get there. And here's Howard again. He's wide open. Touchdown. Big night for Jordan Howard. 2-point play. And here we are again. On the rapport between Wentz and Jeffrey on the back shoulder. Again, not enough depth for Alshon. I mean, put it out here. Let him work with the entire end zone. Put it out here. Why are you up here? This is Carson Wentz's biggest weakness as a passer, the back shoulder ball. If he and Jeffrey are ever going to get on the same page, they can dominate. They would be able to dominate. Foles was able. That's the one thing that Foles really does, really better than Carson Wentz at, is throwing that back shoulder. That's why it wasn't a coincidence that Jeffrey had a better performances with Nick Foles as opposed to Carson Wentz. All right, moving along, and the 2-point play. The other reason why I wanted to talk about it was I agreed with the decision. The fact that the Eagles were moving down the field with such ease and such little resistance from the Packers defense I was okay with the 2-point call. You could have went up by 2 possessions on Aaron Rodgers. I would have been cool with it. All right. So we're going to see the Packers go 3-and-out here. So they go punt 3-and-out on their first 2 possessions of the half as Josh Sweat gets in the backfield and makes a play. Loss of 2. And here's the play where Nigel Bradham faked the blitz and dropped back, little zone blitz action. Could have had a pick 6 if he had better hands, but couldn't capitalize. All right, so this was a 3rd and 5 where I don't know what this was. King with good coverage on Alshon Jeffrey, good physical coverage, but this route isn't even past the sticks. Just, ugh. And the other thing that I hated about this drive was they didn't run the ball on first down for the first time in a while. And the reason why I didn't like it was every time they were running the ball on first down, Jordan Howard, Miles Sanders were picking up huge chunks in the running game. Huge. So the Eagles, for the first time in a while, have to punt because of this 3rd and 5. So it was a 3-and-out, actually, for the Eagles offense. So this was a point where I was thinking, like, the Eagles could actually, like, really start to create some distance, even if they got only a field goal, but it didn't happen. And then this is the stuff that I was talking about with Rodgers. Look at him elude this. He steps up, gets away from Graham, just to get the ball away. I mean, this is what he had to do all night. Here he goes again, eluding the pressure. I mean, this was an unbelievable run. Aaron Rodgers still got it at 35. Still got it. I mean, we're going to see here at the top of his drop. Look at this pocket, and look at it collapse. And there it is, off the edge. He has to step up through that. I'm trying to, yep, that was BG. Oh, that was, never mind, that was the other play. But here we go. So, steps out of this way. Then he makes the cut on Fletcher Cox and gets the first down. Oh, that was backbreaker. I remember that play very vividly. But then BG gets in the backfield on first down. I mean, again, Packers could not run the ball on first down all night. They were behind the chains all night. 2nd and 14, Rodgers again staying alive behind the line, able to get it to Vitale. And then 3rd and 7, and here's Rodgers. Steps up, steps out, and he hits Valdez-Scantling, and the Packers are inside the 30. 1st and 10, and it's Jimmy Graham. He's wide open. He gets inside the 15. So, this throw. Yeah, this was unbelievable. So this was all about Aaron Rodgers on this drive, just staying alive behind the line of scrimmage, keeping plays alive. And then this throw right here was, woo-wee, off the back foot, wheel route, Jimmy Graham, right on the money. Right on the money. Look at this. Oh, beautiful. Aaron Rodgers had himself a night. 422 yards passing. He threw the ball 53 times. All right. I'm going to show this play. Not only because it was a big game, and, Jason Peters just, getting on the second level there. Who else had to kick out? Who else had that block there? Who was that? Oh, Ertz with the block. All right, here's Miles Sanders. This should have been longer than a 30-yard run. Look at all the room he had to the sideline. Just keep going. Should have just kept going. He had the corner. He could have kept going, but he cut inside instead. I thought he could have kept going here, cut, and then go outside. But nope, he cut inside, and I think that hurt him. Could have had a bigger gain there. Not going to complain. It's a 30-yard gain, but, could have had more. That's something that they might actually talk to him about in the film room. We'll see. Well, we can't see. We don't know what they say in the film room. But you know what I mean. 2nd and 6. And Eagles take advantage here because Preston Smith is on Zach Ertz. And that was the other thing that this Eagles offensive line did last night. Protect Carson Wentz. That jersey It's nice and clean. It's late in the third quarter. There's no stains of grass. There's no dirt on it. There's no nothing. He wasn't sacked once. Nothing. Nothing. Preston Smith, Za'Darius Smith. That combination has been lethal for the Packers. They came in averaging 4 sacks a game. It was 4th in the NFL. No sacks last night. Offensive line came to play. They came in 17th, 2.3 sacks a game allowed. It's not good enough for this offensive line because we know they're a top 5 unit. Maybe even top 3, maybe even the best units though. So there's the mismatch. Zach Ertz taking care of Preston Smith. Here's the 3rd and 10. And if I believe this is correct, this is the one that Alshon. Oh, this was a great ball. Great ball. Look at the zip on that ball. The zip. And Alshon cuts that route off. Uses his hands to get away from King. Hand fighting. Little hand fighting. And there he is. Getting open. Alshon's jersey a lot more dirty than Carson's is. All right, here's Jordan Howard. Down inside the 5. Another huge gaping hole. Look at that push from the left. Oh, is that Goddard? Oh, my God. Oh, look at this drive. And here's that formation again. Look at Goddard. Oh, is that Ertz? Or is that Goddard? I didn't even pick up on this on the notes the first time. That is Goddard. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Goddard just overwhelming people. Look at this. Oh, that makes it wiggle in my pants. That was what I was just going to be talking about too, was the 12 personnel, man. This package right here, not my package, not the package in my pants, the Eagles package, the 12 personnel package. Tight to the formation, Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert. Goddard just, we're going to see it one more time. This wasn't on Jordan Howard. This plays on Dallas Goedert, baby. Look at that. Oh! That's a thing of beauty. And then it's a touchdown to play later. Same play. And it's Goddard again, just overwhelming people. He came in from North Dakota or South Dakota State not really knowing how to block. He's been unbelievable as a blocker. It took him about maybe 6 games into last season, less than that. Unbelievable. He makes the 12 personnel package go. There's an extra 2 linemen essentially with Ertz and Goddard. Well, a lineman and a half because Ertz really doesn't block all the time. He's not the greatest blocker, but he's gotten better. And then sometimes when they even want to add a little bit more beef, they put Vaitai in there as the extra tackle. Mac Hollins can block. He was getting in on some crackback blocks. So this Eagles offense was just putting the beef in the box, and the Packers couldn't stop it. So 34-27, we know this is the final score. So we know that the Packers aren't going to score again. But this is another occasion where Aaron Rodgers takes off and he gets chunks in the running game. So no pressure on this play. This is just Rodgers taking off. He slides at the 45. 3rd and 6, another 3rd down that the Packers had to get by. I believe they were 6 of 12 on 3rd down in all. And here's Rodgers keeping the play alive. And he finds Davante Adams. And this is where he grabs that right foot. He grabs the foot. They don't have Davante for the rest of the drive. I don't think they do. They didn't have him for the rest of the game. I don't think he came back, did he? He didn't come back and come back in. I don't think he ever did. So this 1st and goal play, as you can see, they were tight to the formation, and then they shifted out wide. So you had a mismatch here potentially with Jimmy Graham against Rodney McLeod. Well, it turned out to be a mismatch in favor of the Eagles because Rodney McLeod plays this tremendously. Knocks it away from Graham. Strong hands there. Rip that ball out. Rip it out. Packers scared to run the ball. They couldn't do anything on the ground. Aaron Jones, I think it was 13 for 21. 13 carries, 21 yards, 11 carries, 21 yards, something like that. Something bad. Not good. There's 3rd and goal, and here's 4th and goal, and it's nothing. Eagles get off the field, and then you know what they do here? They run some time off the clock, and I thought that there was the potential that they could run all this time off the clock. 9 minutes on the clock. I mean, this is what we saw in 2017. A drive like this. I remember the Chargers game where you just ran the last 7-8 minutes off the clock. And this was a spot here. You're back at your own 1-yard line, and you're just able to get good positive yardage here. This is strictly on Jordan Howard. This isn't the offensive line on this play. This is Jordan Howard keeping those legs churning and powering through for 5, 6, 7 yards, big yards, 7 yards. Same play as Goddard, motions from the left to the right. And it's another easy pickup for Howard. So this was a lot easier than the first down run. 1st and 10. Here's the theme. Run the ball on 1st down. Run the ball. But I don't like this. I didn't like this call. Didn't like this call. Hated this call. I wanted the Eagles to keep running. I didn't want them to stop running. I thought that they could just literally go right down the field without even throwing the football once. Without even throwing it once. That's what I wanted them to do. And the other part that happened on this play, Wentz telegraphed this because he's staring Jordan Howard down. And that allows the defender to get over and make this play. See? Right away. Sees it right away. And he breaks it up. 3rd and 5. This is the miss to Alshon Jeffrey. That was Carson Wentz's worst throw of the night. Unfortunately, it comes at an inopportune time. 3rd and 5, as you can see, wide stem there from Jeffrey on the out route. He was wide open, but Wentz missed him. All right, we're going to see here we are. Here we go. Captain 3rd down, 3rd and 8. Brandon Graham getting the bull rush, getting some pressure, but Aaron Rodgers steps up and picks up the 1st down again on the ground. Again. Oh, here's a ball. Here's a nice catch by Valdes-Scantling on the quick slant. Ball was a little bit behind him, but he's able to retrieve it and get the 1st down. As you can see here, there he is. And the Packers are in the red zone. 2nd down at the 18. And this is the play that Avonte Maddox unfortunately gets hurt. And this was scary. This was scary because it took them a while to get him on the cart. He was down on the field for a long time. Long time. Unfortunately, Andrew Sendejo runs into his own teammate. So, friendly fire. And good news is that he's moving all of his extremities. And, that's the great news. The Eagles gave the update late last night. So, we don't know, obviously, how long he's going to miss or the severity of this concussion. But the Eagles got some problems in their secondary. They bring in Orlando Scandrick again because you've got injuries now to Sidney Jones, Ronald Darby, Avonte Maddox. Guys are going down like flies again. It's unbelievable. Orlando Scandrick signed, but Craig James is the man of the hour. Craig James comes up and makes this play. We're going to see it. Game-winning play. So Valdes-Scantling, they're going to do, they try a little pick route there. Valdes-Scantling breaks inside, and Craig James is able to get his hand on this football, pop it up in the air, and Nigel Bradham seals the win for the Eagles. Seals the win, and my God, I was so scared. Look at this. I was scared that he was going to fumble the ball, but he doesn't fumble the ball, and the Eagles are victorious. So now what we're going to do, we're going to start at the beginning of the game. And we're going to break down another slow start by the Eagles and a 10-0 lead for Green Bay after a quarter of play. All right. So I screwed up here. I forgot to print off a page. So I'm just going to go and wing this here and just go off the top of my head because I don't have notes. No notes. 2nd and 6. And, oh, it's the offensive line. Oh, it's the offensive line. Oh, yes. Crackback blocks. Mack Hollins. Mack Hollins on the crackback. I was talking about him. Dallas Goedert lining up in line. There's Dallas setting the edge. Oh, Jordan Howard gets outside. And an easy gain for Jordan. And this, okay, all right, this is why I recorded these, I remember. So this was the only time that Jason Peters was getting beat. Actually, Preston Smith just got inside there, and yep, I screwed up. My bad. It's the play after where Jason Peters got beat. But this was a mistake. Jordan Howard just kind of late there to pick up Smith. Kind of a long fake, too. But this is the play I wanted to show. The inside move, Preston Smith on Jason Peters. That was the only time I saw him get beat all night. 3rd and 10. A part of the reason why the Eagles get off to slow starts, Wentz can be inaccurate with his throws early on. It seems like, it kind of gets him a couple drives to get going. And we're going to see a high ball here on 3rd and 10. When he's inaccurate, he's high. The ball gets away from him. And this is a ball you can see he's kind of flat-footed. Look at his base. He doesn't look like he's in a good stance here. Yes, he's too wide. And he doesn't get good momentum through his throw. So that ball sails. And then the Eagles just unable to stop Davante Adams in the first quarter. 10 receptions, 180 yards before the injury. And here's Jamal Williams spinning in for the touchdown. He, like Vontae Maddox, had to be carted off the field as well with a concussion. So here's Zach Ertz. And there it is. There's Adrian Amos working on him. And this was a good ball by Carson. Look at this ball. So speed out by Ertz. And look at that ball. Perfect ball. Perfect ball by Wentz. 3rd and 9. We'll see what happens here. Oh, this is the play where unable to get around Adrian Amos. Great play in the open field by Adrian. Yo, Adrian. Yo, Adrian. And then Aaron Rodgers playing pitch and catch with Davante Adams. Davante Adams open over there on the left side. And then now he's picking on Sidney Jones. Oh, no, it's Davante Maddox in the game at this point. So a little quick flip to the right. I believe they're going to hit Davante Adams again here, if I remember correctly. Yep. Here's the quick out. Oh, man, look how far back. Look at that. He's in bail, and he's just not recognizing it at all. Davante. He's trying to get back in his zone, but got to break it off. 3rd and 7 for the Pack, and another first down. So you can see there's the theme all night, 3rd and 7s, and most of the time the Packers are able to convert, but not able to convert on this 3rd and 7 because it was tipped away by Andrew Sendejo. So that leads to the 30-yard field goal by Mason Crosby, and we're all back to where we started on that Miles Sanders kickoff return. All right. So that's it here. That's all the highlights. That's all I got for you. What a win. Huge win. Big-time win by the Eagles. Big-time performances on the offensive side of the ball, offensive line. Dallas Goedert blocking in that 12 personnel. 12 personnel dominating in the run game all night. All O-line, Sayamalu came to play. Jason Peters, Lane Johnson, they shut down the Smith brothers. No sacks. Carson Wentz's jersey, white and clean. Doesn't even need to be thrown in the wash. So, this is the kind of game that can start a run, which is why I was talking about it last night. Who was ready for a run? because I'm ready for a run. Eagles got a bye week coming up next week against the Jets. After that, we'll see how far this run can potentially last. I think it can last for a pretty good while. Adrian Fetcu, out.